All right, Raiders Nation, buckle up because this one's going to be a battle. The Las Vegas Raiders are heading into enemy territory, and you know exactly what that means. Arrowhead Stadium, the loudest and most intimidating place to play in all of football. Every single time the Raiders line up against the Kansas City Chiefs, it's personal. It's pride, it's history, it's that one game that can flip an entire season. And this week, the Silver and Black have a real shot to do something special. Now, let's be real. Nobody walks into Arrowhead expecting an easy day. You don't just stroll in there and come out smiling. But there's something about this matchup that feels different. The Raiders have been inconsistent, sure, but they've shown flashes, moments where you can tell this team has something brewing beneath the surface. And if they can put all the pieces together, if they can execute for 4 straight quarters, this might be the kind of statement win that changes everything. Let's start where it always starts, the quarterback. Gino Smith needs to protect that football like it's the last piece of gold on earth. This season, he's had moments where you think, all right, that's the guy, and then others where it's like, what was that throw? Too many interceptions, too many drives dying because of risky decisions. But this game can't be about forcing hero plays. It's got to be about control, timing, and rhythm. The Chiefs' defense has been vulnerable against the pass. They're giving up over 240 yards a game through the air, which puts them near the bottom third of the league. That means the opportunities will be there if Gino stays calm, keeps the pocket clean, and doesn't try to do too much. Now, everyone knows Arrowhead can rattle even the most composed quarterbacks. The noise, the pressure, the energy, it's relentless. But look, we've seen crazier things. If Aiden O'Connell, in a Christmas game where he barely even threw the football, could walk into that same building and beat Patrick Mahomes, then there's no reason Gino can't do the same. It won't be easy, but it's possible. And sometimes, all it takes is belief and a smart game plan. And that game plan starts on the ground. If the Raiders are going to have a chance, they've got to control the clock. Run the football, run it again, and then run it one more time. Ashton Gentry needs to be the heartbeat of this offense. He's been turning heads week after week, showing power, balance, and that old-school physicality the Raiders have always been known for. Last week, he had a career high in touches, and it felt like the offense started to flow through him. When Gentry gets rolling, everything else opens up. The play action starts working, the defense gets tired, and that's when big plays start to appear. Kansas City's run defense isn't impenetrable either. They've been giving up around 118 yards per game on the ground, which puts them right in the middle of the pack. That's where the Raiders can hit them. Lean on the run, wear them down, keep Mahomes sitting on that sideline watching the clock tick away. That's how you beat a team like the Chiefs, not by trying to outgun them, but by making them wait and forcing them to watch you control the tempo. Then we've got the receivers, and this is where things need to click. Jacoby Myers has to get going again. It's been too quiet for him lately, and this offense feels completely different when he's involved. He's gone 3 straight games under 40 yards, and for a guy with a skill set, that's just not enough. He doesn't have to be the deep threat, but when he's making plays, catching short routes, and moving the chains, it opens up space for everyone else. And that includes the younger guys like Jack Beck, who's still trying to find his footing as the third receiver. The potential is there. It's just about building confidence and chemistry with Gino. The Chiefs' secondary, though, has shown cracks. They've already allowed nearly 800 yards to wide receivers this season, one of the highest totals in the league. That means there will be space to work with, especially if the Raiders can establish the run early and force those safeties to creep up. That's when you take your shot. That's when you go over the top and remind Kansas City that this offense can be dangerous too. And speaking of playmakers, we can't forget the tight ends. It's a shame that Brock Bowers might not suit up because he's the kind of player who could really stress this Chiefs defense. But that just means Michael Mayer needs to step up again. Last week, he looked solid, 5 catches for 50 yards, and that's exactly the kind of steady production the Raiders need from him. The Chiefs have done a good job limiting tight ends so far this season, but Mayer is a mismatch when used creatively. He's got the size, the hands, and that quiet toughness that can keep drives alive when things get messy. I'd love to see him use more in the red zone, especially on those short yardage plays where he can box out defenders and make life easier for Gino. Now, none of this works without protection. The offensive line has been hit or miss all season, but last week, one guy really stood out, DJ Glaze. He's been quietly improving, and against Tennessee, he looked like one of the few who consistently held his ground. That's huge, because the challenge this week is no joke. You've got Chris Jones lining up across from you, and even if he's not having his best statistical year, he's still a force that can wreck a game on any snap. The key is to stay disciplined. Double him when you need to, slide protections, and don't let Gino get rattled. If the pocket holds up, everything else gets easier. And that's the theme of this entire game. Keep Gino upright, feed Gentry, and control the flow. The Raiders don't have to play perfect football, but they do have to play smart football. No careless turnovers, no penalties that kill momentum, and no missed opportunities when they finally get into scoring range. Arrowhead doesn't forgive mistakes, and the Chiefs are the kind of team that will make you pay for every single one. But if the Raiders can stay composed, stay balanced, and bring that physical edge from the very first drive, they can absolutely hang with Kansas City. This isn't some impossible task. The Chiefs aren't invincible. They've shown they can be pushed around when teams punch them in the mouth early. And that's exactly what the silver and black need to do. Set the tone, make it ugly, make it physical, and never back down. Because at the end of the day, this rivalry isn't just another game on the schedule. It's about identity. It's about reminding everyone who the Raiders are and what this franchise stands for. Every player wearing that uniform knows what it means to face Kansas City. You can feel it in the locker room. You can feel it in the fans. You can feel it in every single snap. And for a team that's been searching for consistency all season, this is the moment to find it. All right, let's flip it to the other side of the ball, because this is where the Raiders are either going to make a statement or will get swallowed whole. The defense has to be ready for a fight, because when you go up against Patrick Mahomes, there's no such thing as taking a play off. Every snap matters. Every tackle matters. And if you blink for half a second, he's already breaking the pocket and turning a broken play into a highlight reel. That's what makes him dangerous. He doesn't just beat you with his arm. He beats you with chaos. But if there's one man built for chaos, it's Max Crosby. Number 98 lives for this kind of game. He's the emotional heartbeat of this defense. And when he's fired up, everyone around him feeds off it. Last week, he was a monster, 2 sacks, constant pressure, and that same relentless motor that never stops. This week, it's personal. Crosby and Mahomes have this strange respect, but also a fire that makes every matchup between them must-watch football. Mahomes knows when Max is coming, and Max knows Mahomes is the one man standing between the Raiders and respect. The goal here is simple. Keep the pressure coming. Don't give Mahomes time to breathe. Every hit, every hurry, every moment of discomfort matters, because that's how you get in his head. But Crosby can't do it alone. The interior defensive line has to match that energy. Kansas City's offensive line, especially at center with Creed Humphrey, is elite. They're physical, smart, and they don't make many mistakes. That means the Raiders' tackles, whether it's Adam Butler, John Jenkins, or Thomas Booker, have to win their one-on-one battles. You can't allow those clean pockets. You can't let Mahomes step up easily. Force him to the edges, make him uncomfortable, and collapse that pocket from the inside out. And let's talk about the run game, because Kansas City may not have the flashiest backs, but they run with purpose. Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt don't care about finesse. They want to hit you in the mouth and drag defenders for extra yards. That's where the Raiders linebackers need to bring their best football of the year. With Jermaine Pratt out, it's on Devin White to lead that group. He's coming off his best game in silver and black, and this is the time to prove it wasn't a fluke. Kansas City loves to use misdirection, motion, and spacing to confuse linebackers. If White and the rest of the unit can stay disciplined, fill gaps, and limit those second-chance runs, it'll keep the Chiefs from finding rhythm early. But the biggest challenge of all is Patrick Mahomes' legs. People forget how dangerous he can be when the play breaks down. He's already on pace for the best rushing season of his career, with multiple touchdowns and a pile of first downs that have come purely from improvisation. That's what separates him from most quarterbacks. He kills you when you think the play is over. So, the Raiders have to spy him. Keep someone assigned to his movement, force him to throw from the pocket, and never, ever let him turn a 3rd and long into a back-breaking scramble. Now, there's another name that always looms large when you play Kansas City: Travis Kelce. You can love him, you can hate him, but you can't ignore him. The guy has made a career out of torturing defenses, especially the Raiders. It feels like every time these two teams meet, he finds a soft spot in the zone, gets open, and just eats up yards. The game plan has to change. You can't let him control the middle of the field. Double him if you need to. Bump him at the line. Make him uncomfortable. Make him earn every single yard. If Kelce gets loose early, everything else opens up for the Chiefs, and that's when things start to snowball. As for the corners, this could be the biggest test of the season. The Chiefs' receivers aren't stacked with superstar names, but they're fast, shifty, and they've been getting better chemistry with Mahomes. Rashee Rice has become his go-to guy lately, and Xavier Worthy brings that deep speed that can blow up a secondary if you're not careful. I like the idea of having Eric Stokes shadow Rice. He's physical, and he's shown he can handle big assignments when given the chance. But it's not just about one-on-one matchups. It's about communication. The Raiders' secondary has been caught off guard too many times this year, allowing deep shots because of busted coverages. That can't happen in Arrowhead. You blow one coverage there, and it's over. And let's be honest, Kyler Blue Kelly has struggled. He's been targeted, beaten, and exposed. If I'm a coaching staff, I'm giving Darian Porter more snaps. The defense just looks sharper with him out there. The guy plays with confidence and aggression, and that's what you need against a team like the Chiefs. You can't play scared. You can't back off and give Mahomes easy completions. You got to press, disrupt, and make them earn every inch. Then we get to the safeties, and this is where things have been the most frustrating. Week after week, the same story: misreads, missed tackles, and getting beat deep. Isaiah Pola-Mao, as talented as he is, has been out of position far too often. If you're running cover 3 every down, at least make sure it works. The Chiefs are masters at attacking the seams, at putting defenders in conflict, and if you're not disciplined, they'll burn you. This might be the week to mix it up a little more. Show some different looks, disguise coverages, make Mahomes think. Because if he knows what you're running before the snap, he'll pick you apart like a surgeon. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling in the NFL world as the Las Vegas Raiders appear poised to make a bold move that could reshape their offense for years to come. Sources close to the team are hinting that Mac Jones, the former New England Patriots quarterback, might be heading to Sin City, and the buzz is already sending shockwaves through the league. While nothing is official yet, insiders suggest that the Raiders are eager to inject a new spark into their passing game, and Jones could be the missing piece. For a franchise hungry for stability at the quarterback position, the idea of Mac Jones donning silver and black is tantalizing. Known for his poise in the pocket, sharp decision-making, and ability to read defenses with surgical precision, Jones has long been praised for his cerebral approach to the game. While his tenure with New England has had its ups and downs, analysts argue that a change of scenery, combined with the Raiders' talented skill position group, could unleash the best version of a young signal caller. Rumors suggest that the front office is convinced Jones could bring not only consistency, but also a sense of leadership that has been elusive in recent seasons. Fans have already begun speculating wildly on social media, imagining how Jones might mesh with standout targets and a revamped offensive line. Could he become a cornerstone of a new era in Las Vegas? The chatter is relentless, fueled by tantalizing hints from insiders and anonymous sources within the organization. Some believe this move signals the Raiders' intent to go all in on a championship window, while others caution that Jones will need time to adjust to a different system and coaching philosophy. As the rumor mill heats up, one thing is clear. The Raiders' offseason is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing storylines in the league. Mac Jones to Las Vegas might still be in the buzz stage, but the mere possibility has already sparked a flurry of speculation, excitement, and, naturally, a touch of controversy. If it happens, it could mark a turning point for a franchise eager to reclaim its place among the NFL elite. And fans everywhere are watching closely, eager to see if this whisper becomes reality. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.